you know, I think Madison, of course, probably now 29 times since obviously we didn't have it last year. But I've never been to any other race. I've never been able to go. I was going to go to Evansville one year, but something came up when we had the Thunder on, so we had the Thunder race. I personally wish Evansville would come back. But I wasn't going to Jonesville. I heard from everyone that there is no bad experience down in Jonesville. And I did real quick, get check in. I'll go to that. Johnny Cook needs to check
Be free, but
Johnny Cook needs to check with his dad. So Johnny, if you're listening, Johnny Cook needs to check in with your dad. After an hour, I'm going to have to make here.
We have a Q&A.
I don't know if I'm live. It takes not this
We might be close to the race to not race time, but that's it again. If you want to get the real estate convention at home street, let me stand the driver hovering over the water right now.
Live here with Jimmy Shane. Jimmy's about to take the water at the Madison Regatta for the first time in 2021. Jimmy, what are you going to be looking for out there?
I'm going to be looking for out on the race course. And I'm going to be looking for any debris that might be coming down the river. Obviously, I'll take it easy the first time around. Look, I watched the GP boats earlier today. Did not see much debris while they were running. It looks like the shorelines pretty much are holding most of the debris close to them. So we'll take it easy, check out the river. I want to get some data points on our boat at least, get it out there so we can make some changes, and then we'll see how the rest of the day goes.
Awesome. Last weekend in Gunnersville, we saw you rocking a mustache. What went into the decision to shave that?
You know, I ultimately tried to put it up for a fan vote. Put it on Facebook and Instagram. It seems like there's maybe a older demographic on Facebook that really liked it, and the younger generation on Instagram, the cool kids, they were like, what is that thing on your face? They had no idea what it was. And so the young kids won, mustache had to go, but I will say it's going to come back. The thing was epic. I really liked it, so it's definitely going to come back. Maybe you never know. Tri-Cities, you might not recognize me at all.
Going to be incognito. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, no worries.
You know, he's won each other all the time. He's won everywhere. He's won multiple national championships. He himself has won 10 of them, which is the first all time. He's won 10 APBA Gold Cup. Victory this weekend in the APBA Gold Cup was tied him for first.
Dang, that's babble.
With the legendary Chip Hale for sitting out. Broke the circuit circuit, about Chip Hale 1 year of the circuit circuit back in 1990. Him and Tom Beaton have just battled all weekend long. And I'm looking to see here, and there it goes, Jeff. The Beacon Plumbing is also in the air.
Dave Villwock, a 10-time champion of the APBA Gold Cup, the oldest active motorsports trophy in the world. He has won victory behind Chip Hanauer, who has 11 APBA Gold Cups at his tally. A win here this weekend. Jordan and Villwock will tie Hanauer, and he'll be on top of the heap of every Unlimited Hydroplane driving record ever assembled in the history of the sport. Quite a career, making a comeback at age 67. Beautiful boat, sponsored by Bill Cahill out of the Seattle area. Beacon Plumbing. Understand the paint scheme was designed by Eddie Canfus out of Western New York State. Eddie makes his first appearance to Madison. He's kind of one of those elite guru driving champions, and he's tickled to be in the Madison pits this weekend, courtesy of Kelly and Sharon Stockland and the Bucket List Racing Team.
It is, and you know, the boat is beautiful. It's a beautiful paint job there. And when we got to see it on Gunnersville last week, the Gunnersville Lake, it was great to go. And Jeff, I have just heard over the radio, we are good to go. Now, my friend, I turn the next part over to you.
Thank you very much, Billy Noonan. Green flag on the course. Fans, let these H1 teams hear it. Testing is about to begin. Attention along the shoreline, attention along the shoreline. Dean Guy, if you're missing your cellular telephone, it is at the Regatta office. Dean Guy, if you're missing your cellular telephone, please report to the Regatta office
to get it back. Nice signals down there, I like that. Trying to remember an episode where that happened, but one can't come. Oh, I know one. I won't go into that. Sometimes you get a little see these people and you kind of got to have a conversation with them that the fans don't know about, but they know in their mind, Jordan. They're like, what's he talking about to these people?
You know, Jeff, I guess that's something I'll have to learn in my, while doing this for hopefully the next several years. Jeff, I just looked here on the monitor that's in front of us. The loops, the crane has been pulled off of the U1, and it looked like they were getting ready to strap Jimmy Shane into the U1. Looks like the J&D's crew is getting together again. The Beacon Plumbing, Dave Villwock.
Mike, can I do an interview?
Okay.
Here with J. Michael Kelly, driver of the U9 Miss Tri-Cities. U8, sorry.
That's okay.
Mike, what's your favorite part of racing in Madison?
I think just the city of Madison, the fans, the parade. The parade was a ton of fun yesterday. Brought the family here and threw out lots of candy, and you meet a ton of people when you get to do that. So I mean, that was a lot of fun. It hasn't been so much fun, today because we've been doing a lot of sitting around, hoping for the river to clear up and stuff. So hopefully things will work out and we'll get the boat wet here soon and get some laps. We'll see how the other boats fare on this test run, and we'll have to make a decision later whether we go in the water or not.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mike. What is one thing that fans wouldn't know about you?
One thing that fans wouldn't know about me. Let's see. Well, I used to be a wrestler, so yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right.
Come Sunday afternoon.
It absolutely could. Andrew Tate, we know how good of a driver he is, and he loves driving the Grand Prix boats. He's driven on the HRL circuit. Just a great, great driver in anything he does. Of course, it's in his blood. His dad was a multiple-time winner. His dad won the races here in 1995 and in 1996 in the Smokin' Joes. Drove the Winston Eagle before that, drove the Close Call as well. Won the APBA Gold Cup, I believe, in 1994, I believe. Mm-hmm. And it was a great driver, was Mark Tate. His son, Andrew.
Mark Tate, of course, a two-time APBA Gold Cup winner, 1991 in the Winston Eagle, and 1994 in the camel-powered Smokin' Joes. Jordan, I wanted to take time to thank Tate Meyer and Jared Meyer with H1 Unlimited. They are providing the live streaming throughout the weekend, and Tate was generous enough, bless him, to bring a monitor down for the old guy here when they get down to turn number 1, and we'll have the nice aerial view when they get down into turn number 1. We will have the public address system called, but I'll have some extra added aid with the drone up above turn number 1 when the hydroplanes go into racing activity. It looks like tomorrow for their first rounds of Heat 1A and 1B, and there will be a drone up in turn number 2 if you're watching live via the H1 Unlimited stream via YouTube.
And are we just about ready to go here? We might be. There it is, Jeff.
Spooling up our first unlimited hydroplane heading out onto the Ohio River here at the 2021 Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup presented by Nucor of Madison. It's the hometown boat, the black and gold, white trim. Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane, the chauffeur, out of Renton, Washington. A native of Havre de Grace, Maryland, Jimmy begins his 7th season of driving for Miss Madison Incorporated. So our first Unlimited is on the water. Jimmy down in turn number 1. This is the all-time winningest haul in Miss Madison history. Working through turn number 1, Jordan off the turn. You'll take him down the back chute, and it's a great thrill to see these boats on the water.
It is, as Jimmy Shane takes it down the Kentucky side of the river. Of course, Jimmy Shane has won multiple races here with that Miss Madison racing team. He's won the last 2, won the Indiana Governor's Cup in 2018 and also won the Gold Cup back here in 2019 as he takes that boat down under the Madison Milton Bridge for the first time in several years, as Jimmy Shane going to try to test it out, find the clean water, and get some of that speed time going as we get ready to see that rooster tail come up. Again, not a lot of speed right now, and it looks like he's going to pick it up as it comes down the front straightaway, Jeff Ayler.
Working through turn number 2, our first Unlimited. Going underneath the Milton-Madison Bridge since the 2016 regatta. Boat looking good, the rooster tail rises. These are the world's fastest racing boats, the H1 Unlimited Hydroplanes. Jimmy Shane coming across the start-finish line buoy, working that canard wing up in the front. He's on the clock in testing, working about a lane 2 sequence. Goes into turn number 1. That skid fin on that left-hand side helps turn these massive Unlimited Hydroplanes. Works through nicely. Jordan off the turn, looking good so far.
He does look great, and he's picking up his speed. Is Shane picking up a lot faster? It is a very, very fast boat. Is that U1 boat. Again, Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. He comes down, looks like he's in about lane 1 or 2 as he comes down the backstretch and heads under the Madison Milton Bridge, heading into the entrance pin of turn number 2. Jimmy Shane gonna get a nice turn here on turn number 2, get that timing down, because that's where it comes once racing gets started, Jeff Ayler.
Working through turn number 2, you saw that tail drop there. I'll go ahead and put the watch on him, see if we can get a timing run. And he has slowed, as you can see, pretty much dramatically off the turn. So a decent lap there for about 3/4 of a lap. And now he picks it back up. And I should have known that. I had my watch turned to 0. Made a timing run. Generally there from the Milton-Madison Bridge on the front chute to the start-finish line buoy is a 12-second run. As he flies by the start-finish line buoy, wave the right sponson to the fans here at the VIP area along the shoreline back into turn number 1. Jimmy Shane, our first Unlimited on the water here in 2021 in Madison, and so far looks like a nice run.
It does. The boat looks good. Looks like he's keeping it down on the course. Not getting too light is Shane in that beautiful boat there. Again, this course can be rough, especially down in turn number 1, but Shane handled it very, very well. And it looks like, again, he's getting his timing down here, as you never know, especially when it comes to the racing tomorrow with that clock getting towards 0. But there's a lot of speed on turn number 2 when Shane comes down to the front straightaway here, as Shane brings it home to the start-finish line, Jeff Ayler.
Nice turn up in turn number 2. Really had that skid fin working nicely. We'll try and get a lap time here for you. For Jimmy Shane and Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. This is testing only. Working into turn number 1. $148.576, 148.576, and Jordan, you see he's slowed, and this boat definitely capable of getting over the 150 barrier, maybe just shaking things out, getting the cobwebs shook off the boat from last weekend at Guntersville, Alabama, and he cuts through the Grand Prix course. And it looks like your boat, the hometown favorite, will make their way back into the pit dock. Jimmy Shane and Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street.
Folks, give it up for your hometown boat. The U1 Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Again, Jimmy Shane looked very, very strong there. As Jeff said, getting the cobwebs out, he was able to test it and run in 1 race down in Guntersville. But the fact is, this Ohio River is a different beast here this weekend. And so Shane trying to get it down here, and his boat looked awfully good. A lot of speed. Again, 148.576, the speed time there. Obviously, when it gets to qualifying, it'll be a little bit of a different time. But again, as Jimmy Shane gets closer to his dock, the cockpit is open. And Jimmy Shane, again, looked awfully good there. And it looks like the Beacon Plumbing will be out next as Jimmy Shane makes his way back to the docks.
$148.576 miles per hour, 148.576. Jimmy already on the deck of the craft waiting for the ropes to be thrown to him. George, we are on the live stream with H1 Unlimited via YouTube. We'd like to welcome our viewers and watchers picking up our public address system call here on the Ohio River. Gives me a chance to actually say happy birthday to my good friend, Brad Luce. Thank you for watching and listening. The only thing I will say about this birthday and his age, if you know the boat number of a craft named Schrader Wood Stoves back in the day, that is his age. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday indeed, Brad Luce. And unfortunately, I don't know that. Jeff, I know quite a bit, but I don't know that. But I'm sure you and Brad do. But absolute happy birthday, Brad Luce. Again, it was a pleasure talking to you yesterday. I hope one day I get the honor of calling a race with you.
All right, the first Unlimited out on the waters here at the 2021 Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup presented by Nucor of Madison. Dave Villwock, you see in the cockpit of the U40, the Tennessee orange and black, some white and yellow trim. The Miss Beacon Plumbing, you can hear the spool in the background, but Jordan, it just doesn't seem to quite have the snuff to make that Lycoming light. And we'll see if Villwock can get an answer underneath the bonnet to that Lycoming turbine.
And this is an issue Villwock had last week. He had one race, it was an issue of air getting to his mask. He had a gearbox issue. And then there was one race, his engine just wouldn't light. Hopefully they can get that lit here because, you know, people can say whatever they want. Villwock and Steve David win the Miss Madison and the Miss Budweiser, or when Dave Villwock went to drive for the Elam and the Elstrom family, the Spirit of Guitar. Had a lot of great rivalries, but one thing I know about the boat racing fans here in Madison, Indiana, they all respect Dave Villwock, and how can you not with as successful as he is? And they want to see, let's face it, one of the greatest in our sport to get out on the raceways.
Boy, and that's a shame. It looks like they're pulling, yes, they are. They're bringing it back closer to the dock so the crew members can jump on the deck of the craft. Jordan, let's see if they elect to take the cowling off, maybe set it on the dock quickly, maybe make a minor adjustment. But boy, the start of the 2021 H1 Unlimited season for the U40 Miss Beacon Plumbing has been troublesome. They did finish third at the Southern Cup last weekend down at Lake Gunnersville, Alabama. Man, I want to see Villwock out here.
I do too. And, you know, it's just, we are, you know, you got to watch Bill Muncie race, Jeff, and, you know, unfortunately, I never got to see that. But the fact is, I've seen Dave Villwock run, you've seen Dave Villwock run. There are so many people here, there are not going to be many more opportunities to see Dave Villwock in an unlimited hydroplane. I want these people to see this.
Boy, I thought he just about had it, but it appears, I don't know if it's a battery issue or maybe a fuel issue, so they're still right there keeping him close. Now one of the crew members gets on the deck of the boat, and you can see going right to the cowling, so we'll see if that comes off, and hopefully the problem can be fixed quickly right there at the pit dock for the U40 Miss Beacon Plumbing.
You see Jimmy Shane talking appears to the H1 feed there.
Into the front stretch, heading down to the first turn. The boat was lifting pretty good. I wasn't running at 100%, but I wanted to get a good feel for the course. The boat felt wonderful out there. I only saw a tiny bit of debris, a couple tiny little sticks out towards the outside lanes of the race course. So I felt really comfortable running it pretty hard in lanes 1 through 3. They still got a little bit of work to do with the buoy placement, and we'll have time to fix that before tomorrow for sure.
Behind you, your team is taking off the cowling. What are they doing back there?
Yeah, so right now what we're doing, come in from the run, we're going to download the data. We have hundreds of sensors on the boat and the engine, and we're looking to see if we can just try to fine-tune the engine and the boat a little bit more. So we're looking at all the data. We have, very similar to car racing, you can adjust like wedge and camber, and we can do small things to the boat while it's sitting here. So our crew chief Mike Hansen's looking at the data right now. We're going to see if we can turn the wick up a little bit, or maybe we need to turn things down a bit, and we'll see how that affects the boat.
Are you planning on taking it out again then?
We are. Yeah, we're in Madison, Indiana. We're going to be out on the water whenever they let us, for sure.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
2021 Madison Regatta. Without them, you and I would not be here addressing the crowd.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Jeff. And we would like to thank Frisch's of Madison, a proud sponsor of the safety and rescue workers in the pits and the water. The Madison Regatta would also like to thank Thornton and River Health campuses, a proud sponsor of the safety and rescue workers in the pits and on the water. Newcorp Madison is the presenting sponsor of the 2021 Madison Regatta. Arvin Sango, the wristband sponsor for kids 12 and under, and also active duty military. It is, of course, the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Premier Energy, the official racing fuel of the 2021 Madison Regatta. North Vernon Beverage, Budweiser, an official sponsor of the 2021 Madison Regatta. Also, some other great sponsors here. For the driver's autograph session that was earlier, that was sponsored by Tony and Phyllis Steinhardt and the family. The Madison Regatta would also like to thank the following sponsors: Morgan Foods, Kaler Welding, Sherry Eblin family, the David Lee family, German American Bank, Millennium Tool Incorporated, Licklider Solutions General Contractor Andrew Licklider, Building Analysis Services Josh Coonsey, Mr. Pest Control of Madison, and Alcorn Law Office, BT&T Offshore Gas.
Thank you, Jordan. Sorry to interrupt you. We need the crane operator to report to the GP crane immediately. Crane operator handling the Grand Prix America hydroplanes, please report to your crane immediately. Thank you, crane operator. Jordan, continue on.
Thank you, sir. Some other great sponsors for the Madison Regatta: Century 21, I Associates of Madison, Rivertown Chiropractic, Microdome Computers, Madtown Liquors, Boneyard Bar and Grill, McCoy Campground, Wind Supply of Madison, Warrior Corporation, and Virescape, Harding Auto Group, and the Mark and Linda Welsh Boggs. Linda Welsh Boggs, of course, the niece of the late Mayor Damon Welsh, who we sadly lost back in 2019. But again, thank you to all of our amazing sponsors for the 2021 Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup, presented by Nucor of Madison. It appears the cowling has been put back on the Beacon Plumbing. The cockpit is still open. Talking to Dave Villwock, is the Beacon Plumbing through. Some test firing going on here in front of us. They've been doing that for a little bit. Again, we are officially in H1 Unlimited Hydroplane testing. The U1 Home Street Bank, or excuse me, the U1 Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street has already hit the race course. Looked very, very good. Got some good timing runs down. The first time that Jimmy Shane has been on the race course in 2 years. And again, under the Madison Milton Bridge for the first time since 2016. And again, we are going to see what is going to happen with the Beacon Plumbing. Again, it would not light for some reason, and they were working on it. They took the cowling off. Dave Villwock still in that cockpit. And I see the crane, the H1 crane moving. Will they be going to pick another one up? But again, we are hoping to see the Beacon Plumbing hit the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Again, Dave Villwock, 67 years old, coming back to the sport. Dave, it looks like the cowling's back on. and the cockpit's still open.
Also, too, Jordan, I spoke to Miss Madison Incorporated President Charlie Grooms. They will go right back out, a fuel adjustment. So, Madison fans, you'll see your boat back out here at the U1. Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. So that's the only boat as of right now to turn a lap in testing. The U1 had a lap of 148.576 miles per hour. And Jordan, we hear in the background a slight whistle coming from the U40 Beacon Plumbing. There's some fire from the exhaust of the U40 Beacon Plumbing, the Tennessee orange and black. And Villwock is leaving the dock. He returns to Madison, Indiana. This is testing only. Beautiful craft, 67 years of age. Race fans here in Madison, I saw him personally testing at Lake Guntersville last week. He was flying the boat like a 27-year-old. He still has it in him as he leaves the pit dock and enters the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Dave Villwock, the winningest driver in H1 Unlimited Hydroplane history with 67 victories. Jordan Bear, he'll go down the Trimble County side of the Ohio River and look for him to light it up coming down the Indiana chute.
Absolutely, and Villwock trying to pick it up right now. Of course, he's driven this course many times, but it's the first time he's driven this course in quite a long time, and he knows that this is a rough course. I know a lot of those races out in Seattle. He said he also liked the Evansville race, but he knows how rough that course can be here in the Ohio River as Dave Villwock gets ready to head under the Madison Milton Bridge. And he's still kind of teetering along there. And let's see if he fires it up here as he gets ready to come down the front straightaway. Jeff Ehlers, he gets to the entrance pin of turn number 2.
Gearbox problems last week was the main culprit. They had a air tank issue for the first round of heats at Lake Guntersville. That was the easy fix, but this gearbox one has been the culprit. Working gingerly through turn number 2, Dave Villwock in the U40 Miss Beacon Plumbing. As you can tell, definitely not up to full tilt here on the Indiana shoreline of the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Kind of wonder if that orange buoy just passed there, from my view, appears to be maybe out of position, but he cleared it in fine fashion to his left, and now he cuts through the infield. So let's see if we can get a timing run here, Jordan. Villwock, that's one of his craft tactics. Cutting through the infield, trying to roughen the water up for competitors, and also, too, getting inside their head.
Exactly, and that is what Dave Villwock is so good at. He's so good at playing those mind games and, pretty much making it harder for the other boats, which is what makes him such a great driver. One of many factors that does. Again, he's still not up to full speed as he gets ready to hit the entrance pin once again, Jeff, as he comes down the front straightaway. Let's see if he kind of kicks it in a little bit.
Generally, they're at that exit pin at turn number 2, the start-finish line. You see the tail rising. I'll go ahead and hit the clock. A timing run. These boats run on a clock start format. He hit the throttle there right off the exit pin at turn number 2 to the start-finish line. He's trying to get an idea in seconds how long it takes to get from point A to point B. Point B is this start-finish line buoy, and nothing's changed from years past. 18 seconds. I said 17. I could have been a little bit tardy. He's got a better foot than I.
Well, yes, he does. He's one of the best as he comes around. Turn number 1 at full speed as he comes down the Trimble County side of the Ohio River. A lot of fans I know on the Trimble County side setting up as well. Some houseboats down there off to our left. I know we're watching it also as Dave Villwock comes down the back straightaway, looking to see if he can get a recorded speed here for a testing session on the Ohio River. Dave Villwock getting ready to make that turn to the entrance pin and come down the front stretch.
Working into turn number 2, we'll get a time for you. You can tell definitely on the throttle more. Works through turn number 2 nicely. Underneath the second version ever of the Milton-Madison Bridge, working the Indiana shoreline, Dave Villwock. 67 career wins in the sport. He flies it across the start-finish line buoy. We'll get a time. for the U40. Beacon Plumbing slowing going into turn number 1. Hopefully we'll get a time here, Jordan. Take Villwock up the back chute. I'll monitor the radio. (141.125 miles per hour), 141, 125, and Jordan, no doubt, tons left.
Oh, there's tons left, exactly, for Dave Villwock. And, you know, again, he's just getting his timing down. They're not going to kill the boat here in a testing session. It looks like he's slowing down here, whether he'll be ready to come back to the docks here or if he's going to do another timing run. And it looks like Jeffy's picking it up a little bit.
And you can tell that exit pin of turn number 2 has gone away. I went ahead and hit the watch there, so hopefully that won't cause a big delay for us. You can see it going over more toward the Kentucky shoreline. It needs to be more closer to the Indiana shoreline. As Villwock navigates the course, he'll come down to put another lap on the clock. We won't read this speed, Jordan. You can tell when he flies it. There's that driving ability of Dave Villwock working that canard wing as he flies into turn number 1 here in the Super Shine. Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse puts it on the hook, swings around turn number 2 off the exit pin, the Tennessee orange and black. Jordan, will he be a player this weekend?
He will, as he comes down the Trimble County sideline. He wants to be on that front row for the APBA Gold Cup. Being the trailer boat pretty much takes you out of contention right from the start. Dave Villwock does not want to do that. He was the trailer boat in the final last week and was able to get a 3rd place finish again, as Jeff has said multiple times. 4 Gold Cup winners in the race this week: Dave Villwock, Jimmy Shane, J. Michael Kelly, and Andrew Tate. And Jeffy hits that entrance pin of turn number 2.
Villwock, you see, slows up in turn number 2. Dave picked up his very first Unlimited Hydroplane race win as a pilot at San Diego in 1992 on Mission Bay in the U102.5 Coors Dry, owned by Ron Jones Jr. That was Dave's first ever event as a driver, and Jordan, not surprising, picked up the checkered flag and the trophy, and the rest is history.
Needless to say, it is you know, that just shows how good a driver he was. He drove the circus side out for a couple years. He was also the crew chief there. Again, joined the Miss Budweiser 1997 and had so much success with Bernie Little and that team. Of course, the Miss Budweiser, one of the most iconic teams in the history of Unlimited Hydroplane racing. He won the World Championship, the Indiana Governor's Cup, back here in 2004. The last year he drove the Miss Budweiser as he comes back into the pits.
Villwock back to the pit dock. And while we were watching the U40, Miss Beacon Plumbing on the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse, another Unlimited has entered the water. And it appears to be, I believe it is, yes, it's last weekend's winner of the Southern Cup at Lake Guntersville, Alabama, J. Michael Kelly, driving for brand new owners, Daryl and Vanessa Strong out of Tri-Cities, Washington. The U8 Miss Tri-Cities will take to the water here very shortly in testing on the Ohio River. J. Michael Kelly out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. J. Mike, the 2016 APBA Gold Cup winner up in Detroit when he was driving for Ted Porter in the U5 Graham Trucking.
And that was a great race, and that was one he just right from the start. Of course, he had that great battle with Jimmy Shane and Miss Madison that year, and he just from the start, he got that inside lane, which is something that J. Michael Kelly is a genius at, and he got that inside lane and was able to bring it home. I remember the emotion he had after that race, you know, because he said winning the Gold Cup is something that every boat racer dreams of, and he would love to add a second trophy to his collection.
See one of our safety and rescue sleds that cut through the front straightaway, making its way over to the pit dock, and boy, there is a large piece of debris right there, and that's a Jim Dandy piece, and that needs to be retrieved. So nice job there by the fire and rescue boat, Jordan, and they've retrieved that piece, and Thank goodness that wasn't in the racing lane.
Oh my goodness, the damage that could do to a boat or someone is rather unbelievable. So thank goodness someone caught it, and that's why we've heard it all on the radios here. But again, they are right there next to it trying to get it out of the water. Honestly, that almost looks like a light pole. That's a very, very large piece of debris that, again, good thing they caught it before it entered the race course. Again, still waiting here. We heard, as Jeff said, the U1 will make another appearance out there. Going to make a couple changes here, but the U1 wants to get back out on to the fleet.
As we mentioned earlier, spoke to Miss Madison Incorporated Team President Charlie Grooms. Jimmy Shane was out earlier, did a testing lap of 148.576 miles per hour. They left the boat at the pit dock. The cowling was taken off the craft, and they're making a fuel adjustment, so hopefully a little bit more fuel flow in that Lycoming turbine engine, and kind of get an idea of what sheer speed will be here for this weekend's Gold Cup at the Madison Regatta, presented by Nucor of Madison and Jordan. A big thank you goes out to Nucor. They stepped up huge. Site is the previous Century Tube, and boy, Nucor has been big to Madison, and they employ numbers of people in the area, and thank you, Nucor. You're a big help to Madison Regatta.
And let's face it, Jeff, without them, you said it best. Without all these amazing sponsors and Nucor, the presenting sponsor, we would not be here. We would not be having a Madison Regatta. But, because of them, we are doing that. So, thank you, Nucor. If you know a Nucor employee, thank them. Because really, without them, this would not be possible. And we would not have boats on the water. And thank goodness we have some. Again, a big thank you to the emergency crews as well, as they are doing everything they can. They got that big piece of debris that was right here, and I now remember it now, Jeff. It was actually stuck to that dock kind of right off here to the left of the pit area, and I always wondered what that was, but they finally were able to get a hold of it and get it out of the way before it hit the race course.
I'm expecting J. Michael Kelly to light up the U8 Miss Tri-Cities pretty quick here, because I looked to my left in the corral area. The spotters for each driver of the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Series is located to our left. And I'll tell you what, Jordan Bear, J. Michael Kelly's got a fabulous spotter. Kip Brown, the 2013 APBA Gold Cup winner aboard the U95 Spirit of Qatar. That's good eyes.
It is a great eye, and he knows what it takes to win this race. And J. Michael Kelly drives an extremely fast boat. The former 96 boat, the former Spirit of Qatar, but now the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. Again, the boat J. Michael Kelly's driving, that was the Elstrom boat back in 2015 when Jean Theoret was the driver. In fact, had that race won until a DMZ violation cost Jean Theoret the Gold Cup. That was out in Tri-Cities. Just a minute, we got an announcement here.
Attention to pit area, attention to pit area. Only race team personnel are allowed on the docks per H1 Unlimited. If you're not on a race team and you're on the docks, please remove yourself immediately. Thank you for your cooperation. And once again, Jordan, that is just in the interest of safety for our guests in the pit area. If you're a non-essential race team member, please do not go on the docks here in the pit area.
Please do that. It'll make everyone's life easier. Again, it keeps everyone safe. It keeps you safe, because you never know what could happen if, God forbid, something would happen to one of the boats. So please, again, team members only allowed on the pit area. If you are not, please stand back off of the docks.
Let's see if they elect to have J. Michael Kelly take to the racetrack. You can see here to our left that exit pin of turn number 2 has drifted well into the infield. And Jordan, that first orange buoy on the front chute here, by my eye, and I've had both cataracts removed, I think it's a little bit out of position. I think it's more closer to the Indiana shoreline than it should be. It should be a little bit tighter, get a little bit snugger to the Kentucky side.
I agree. And Jeff, you mentioned J. Michael Kelly. There he is.
Beautiful boat, dominant silver with that white red effect on the cowling. Has big letters, the Tri, and that's for Tri-Cities, Washington. in Southeast Washington. That'll be our next stop on the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Series circuit. The APBA Columbia Cup coming up the last weekend of July out in Tri-Cities, Washington. A field of 8 expected for the 2021 APBA Columbia Cup. J. Michael Kelly through turn number 1 here on the warm-up lap. Jordan Bear handicapping. I got him a slight favorite, but it won't be easy.
No, it won't be easy. I mean, but there's so much speed in that boat. He's so good at getting the inside lane. If J. Michael Kelly gets the inside lane and hits the start, he is so tough to beat, and you'll see him in the warm-up period of any of the races he's involved in. He has no issue cutting through the infield, has no issue doing any kind of maneuvering to make sure he gets that inside lane. But remember the 80-mile-an-hour rule that is in effect, so these drivers also have to remember that come race day. As J. Michael Kelly gets ready to head back under the Madison Milton Bridge for the first time since 2016. And he gets ready to hit the entrance pin of turn number 2, Jeff Ayler.
Working into turn number 2, J. Michael Kelly in the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. This particular craft originally built in 2014 for Eric Elstrom, ran as the U96 Spirit of Qatar, finished in 3rd position at its very first race at the 2014 Columbia Cup. J. Mike, warm-up lap on the back chute. Now he's got the fire to it. Coming by the start-finish line buoy. U8 Miss Tri-Cities, J. Michael Kelly out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. This was your winning boat at last weekend's Southern Cup at Gunnersville, Alabama. Oh, and he kind of hooked there, slightly recovered, exits, and flies down the back chute.
Exactly, and again, that first turn is always a tough one. That's the one that cost Andrew Tate a couple of years ago. But J. Michael Kelly, that boat looks awfully smooth. He is taking it perfectly down the Kentucky side of the Ohio River as he heads under the Madison Milton Bridge, and he gets to the entrance pin of turn number 2 to come down the front stretch, Jeff Ayler.
Working into turn number 2, you see that exit pin has gone away. Now J. Mike slowed a little bit, swinging way outside, trying to keep the RPMs up, and now he has slowed. You can tell that rooster tail not quite as visible as it was going down the back chute, but now he seems to regain some speed, walks it back and forth. We'll try and get a testing time for you for J. Michael Kelly in the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. Working into turn number 1, we'll see if we can get a time. Puts it on the hook, right about a lane 2. 136.291, 136.291, and I know lots left.
There is a lot left. He has got a lot of speed. That boat is very historically fast. Let's see, he tries to improve on that speed here in this next testing lap. Again, they're trying to test their timing and their speed both, but he gets ready to head into turn number 2 and come down the front stretch again. A big rooster tail, Jeff Ayler.
J. Mike, a little bit quicker on the back chute that time, and also, too, a little bit better up here in turn number 2. We'll see if he can improve on that 136.291 time the first time around. Visually, looks like he's a little bit more hot on this lap. Beautiful sight. Flies the U8 across the start-finish line buoy. We'll get a time here on lap number 2. Approaches the spectators south of Broadway Street. Corks it to the left. 146.649 miles per hour. 146.649. Will we see 150?
I guess we will see. He is putting the pedal to the metal here on this back stretch here as he tries to top it. Right now, so far, the ones had the fastest time in testing, and he heads down to turn number 2 under the Madison Milton Bridge. Looks like he's slowing down a little bit here as he gets to that entrance pin, Jeff Ayler.
Working through turn number 2, J. Michael Kelly, and now you see he slows. So one good lap there for him at 146.649 miles per hour. 146.649 for J. Michael Kelly. And Jordan, he slows, but right now I think the drivers and the teams are trying to feel out the water. Not certain if it's their best setup right now. Maybe the best setup will come later today in qualifying, but we can't really reveal yet what is going on. But when we find out, we'll let you know.
Of course, we'll let them know. And again, we now see as J. Michael Kelly gets ready to head back into the pit area, it is the U12 Graham Trucking. Andrew Tate has been lowered into the Ohio River on the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Andrew Tate's got his helmet on, his fire suit ready, and it looks like we will see the 2018 Gold Cup winner get ready to hit the Ohio River for the first time today.
Checking my memory bank, have we seen the U1 Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street? They were scheduled to go out, have they?
Once already, but not since that first run. They have not.
I was right. So they're scheduled to go out again.
Yes, they are.
So stick with us. Plenty of action left here of day number 2 of 3 of the 2021 Madison Regatta APBA Gold Cup presented by Nucor of Madison. Yesterday was a battle. And boy, the pit team, racecourse team, workers of all sorts, helping to get these boats in the water. And boy, Jordan, it's a great sight to see. Great job by everybody involved in the pits and on the race course. As you can tell, though, we still got some work to do. We got some buoys to reset. But boy, it's just great to see the boats back on the water after the pandemic year of 2020. We want 2021 to be number 1. And we're off and running.
Exactly. And, you know, again, the buoys are, you know, kind of not playing nice right now, but at least we're able to get some boats in today and, you know, hopefully some qualifying later. And, you know, for these boats, I know many of them, they just wanted to race again. They wanted to hit the water again. And I know a lot of these fans, you see on Facebook, you see on Twitter, everything, it is a very, very special sight to see when you can have unlimited hydroplane racing here. Again, we've seen a lot of boat racing so far. We've seen the Grand Prix, and now we've seen a few H1 Unlimiteds as well. And again, the Graham Trucking, the U12, getting ready to hit the race course for the first time.
So Andrew Tate out of Walled Lake, Michigan, the 2018 APBA Gold Cup winner, switches seats in 2021. In the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Series, goes to Rob Graham's team based out of Milton, Washington, the Graham Trucking U12. Beautiful boat, the dominant red with the silver and black trim effect. Boat is the original T6 Miss Budweiser, the Graham Trucking. And we look to the water, Jordan Bear, and the hometown favorite, Gold and Black, Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane returning to the water. We spoke to Charlie Grooms moments ago with Miss Madison Inc. Fuel adjustment. Let's see if Jimmy can top his 148.576 earlier. Fans along the shoreline, the majority of the faithful here, no doubt from Madison, this is your boat. And you'll get to see it here again in testing as Shane works through turn number 1 here on the warm-up lap, a 4-time APBA Gold Cup winner. If he claims the Gold Cup on Sunday, he'll tie the legendary Garwood with 5 APBA Gold Cups. Jordan Garwood from the Detroit area, the first superstar of the sport back in the 20s and 30s. And no, I did not call any of Garwood's Gold Cup wins.
Oh, that was going to be my next question, Jeff, so thanks for answering it for me. But Jimmy Shane, what a class to be in if he could tie the legendary Garwood with a Gold Cup victory today. You know, he was making some fuel flow adjustments there on the testing session, and he is now getting ready to head under the Madison Milton Bridge again. Again, he's going slow right now, probably trying to time his straightaways here because he knows he's going to have to do this come race day and also in qualifying as well as he hits that entrance pin of turn number 2, Jeff.
Up in turn number 2, this is the winningest hull ever in Miss Madison Incorporated racing history. All right, Madison, I know it's testing. Come to your feet. Bring your hometown boat down the Indiana shoreline. I know Jimmy sees you out that right side of that capsule. He puts his foot to the floorboard. See, Jordan, I timed it out just perfect. He's working that canard. He's walking it side to side. He flies it across the start-finish line buoy. Jimmy Shane, and he's got some pepper to it. Going into turn number 1, Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street working through turn number 1. Jordan, I didn't want to do it to you, but I have to. He's putting the sugar to it.
Yes, he indeed is. He's making a couple people dance up here as far as the cheering goes. But Jimmy Shane, again, bringing that top speed down the Trimble County side of the Ohio River. But Jimmy Shane, again, a class act on and off the water. A great representative of the Miss Madison racing team. A big turn down there in turn number 2. Let's see what he does here, Jeff Baylor.
Looks like a hot lap. Madison, Indiana, this is your boat. Working through turn number 2, appears to be the hottest lap so far visually from the Super Shine. Webb and Mary Heights Memorial Judges stand. Oh, and he flies it across the start-finish line. We'll get a time for the number 1. Waiting for a time, working into turn number 1, Jimmy Shane. Lap time for Jimmy Shane. This is just testing. 151.660, 151.660.
You know, easily the fastest time so far. There's a lot of speed in that boat. He's coming down again to turn number 2 as he hits the entrance pit of turn 2. Will we have another hot one here, Jeff? There's a big rooster tail.
Nice turn up in turn number 2, the first testing lap, the second time out for the Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street, 151.660. The fans on the Indiana shoreline, watchful eyes, watching their boat here on the Indiana shoreline. Will lap number 2 be quicker? Flies it across the start-finish line buoy. You see him working that canard wing, flied it to the fans here on the shoreline. We'll get a time. Well, Jordan, I'm out of shape. I thought that one looked pretty good, but it's slower. 147.814 miles per hour, 147.814, but they have sent a little bit of message out. We can get over 150, come get us.
Exactly, and Jimmy Shane has shown multiple times in this boat as it looks like he gets ready to cut through the infield here of the Grand Prix boat. Maybe he's giving a show. Fans on the shoreline, give it up for your hometown driver, Jimmy Shane. Jimmy Shane, it looks like Jeff going to head back to the pit area. A nice run by the U1 as we still get ready for another boat, the Graham Trucking, ready to hit the Ohio River.
So Jimmy Shane back to the pit dock, and U1 Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Fast time so far in testing, 151.660 miles per hour, 151.660.
Looks like the U12 Graham Trucking getting ready to go here. The cockpit has been shut. And there we go as Andrew Tate, the U12 Graham Trucking. He drove the U9 Delta Rail Track here back in 2019. Now it's Andrew Tate hitting the Ohio River for the first time in a couple years, the first time this weekend. Let's see what Andrew Tate can do here, Jeff Haler, on the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse.
Andrew Tate out of Walled Lake, Michigan. We mentioned earlier 2018 APBA Gold Cup champion, driving for Mike and Lori Jones in the U9 Delta Rail Track. And Jordan, I mentioned earlier, this is the T6 Miss Budweiser. Hull was built in the year 2000. Of course, many changes over the years in the past 21 years of this racing craft. So, boy, that brings back some memories. The T6 Miss Budweiser, Wow, that was a fast boat.
That was a nice boat, and this boat is very, very fast. J. Michael Kelly was the pilot of this boat back in 2019. J. Michael Kelly, what a season he had. He finished second in Guntersville. He was third here in Madison, but then won the race in Tri-Cities, won in Seattle, and won in San Diego. So he won the final 3 races that year, although it still was Jimmy Shane taking the National High Points title. But J. Michael Kelly drove this boat fast. We know Andrew Tate will as well. And Andrew Tate, as I said, as good a driver as anybody. He's a young guy who loves the sport, and I think he is going to be right up there in the thick of things when it comes to tomorrow afternoon for the running of the final.
Oh, now, no doubt this one is a contender as well. The U12 Graham Trucking. Andrew Tate, you see, working slow up in turn number 2 here on the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Cranks it to the left. Working through turn number 2. Jordan, I wanted to keep my eye on him to see if he would elect to make a timing run. And you see that tail pick up. Let's get an idea in seconds how long it takes to get off that exit pin of turn number 2, coming down to the start-finish line buoy. But I'm going to stop my watch because he is slowed, obviously. That rooster tail not flying up in the air as high as it was, exiting the corner. So maybe checking some gauges, maybe getting his bearings straight. Andrew did drive this traditional course back in 2016. It wasn't too traditional. They did go under the bridge, but they went a little bit further to the west than they will here in 2021. And ironically, I believe that was his first race ever in an Unlimited right here in 2016 aboard the U9.
And I remember watching that race, Jeff Ayler, and I remember just watching the way he drove and the speed he had on the water. And I remember talking to my family that night. I remember saying, this guy, man, you can just see he's got it. And did he quickly show he has got it? The national champion in 2018, and Andrew Tate winning 5 of the 6 races on the circuit in 2018. Coincidentally, the only race he didn't win that year was here in Madison. That was won by Jimmy Shane. But Tate looking to win once again. He won here back in 2017, won the Indiana Governor's Cup. And Tate looks like he's getting ready to head back under the bridge. Let's see, Jeff, if he picks it up a little bit coming down the front straightaway.
Working into turn number 2, Andrew Tate and the Graham Trucking. As we've seen so far, not up to full tilt as he works up into turn number 2. Swings through the corner. Tail went up there momentarily, but still working a conservative pace here around the Super Shine Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Of course, we've mentioned many times over the years, Andrew is the son of Mark Tate, APBA Gold Cup winner in 1991 in the Winston Eagle, 1994 in the camel-powered Smokin' Joe's. Andrew's mom, Sandra Ray, was a Dynamite 145 pilot back in the day. She could drive these boats. It's in the blood, off the turn. Now he's picking it up.
He is picking it up now. You can see it as he crossed the start-finish line that he is really putting his foot on the gas here, and you can see the speed that the U12 has. See if we'll have to get a speed here for this lap, but Andrew Tate taking it down the backstretch, of the Kentucky side of the Ohio River as he hits the entrance pin of turn number 2, getting ready to come down the front straightaway, Jeff Ayler.
Working through turn number 2, Andrew's first win in the H1 Unlimited Series was 2016 at the Seattle Seafair, a 4th-generation hydroplane driver from the Tate family. Working under the bridge, and he slows again, Jordan. Did you get with him? He slows when I'm on. He's hot when you're on.
I don't know. Maybe I said something to him. I don't know. But, you know, look, we know Tate's going to drive faster than that. He's probably just still trying to work stuff out because we know that boat has a lot of speed. We know Tate drives fast, and you can see it just right there how fast he is picking it up as he gets ready to head down into turn number 1, Jeff.
Andrew Tate, our luxury this weekend, looking at the drone footage. Beautiful shot as Andrew kissed that exit pin off turn number 1. Working up the back chute, and we'll see if he turns in a hot lap, Jordan.
Exactly. He picks up speed again. A huge rooster tail out of turn number 1 as Tate goes down the back straightaway to the Milton-Madison Bridge. Tate looks there. Let's see if we get a good speed here. He's going to go into that turn. Will he have a full turn here, Jeff? Looks like he's slowing down a bit again, but looks like he may be picking it up a little bit.
Tate began racing at age 9 in the J Hydro division of the American Powerboat Association. He is a 2-time APBA Hall of Champion inductee in 2010 and 2016. A little bit more mustard to it this time as he comes down the front chute. Walks it side to side, tiptoeing back and forth on those sponsons. Working about a lane 1 sequence. Andrew Tate in the Graham Trucking. His fast lap time so far in this session's only been 124.551, but Jordan, it seems like checking things out, making timing runs.
And I just heard 139.183 for that last run for Andrew Tate, so you can tell he's picking it up a little bit. Still a lot of speed as he goes on the Trimble County side of the race course, coming down to turn number 2 under the Milton-Madison Bridge. Again, a great job by Andrew Tate. That boat looks awfully great. It's awfully fast, and when they got Andrew Tate, it was a steal. This is definitely going to be a team to watch in 2021.
Last time around was 139.183 miles per hour, 139.183. You can tell this time he's been on the throttle a lot more in the U12 Graham Trucking of Andrew Tate. We hear some fireworks in the background over in Kentucky, and he walks it across the start-finish line buoy. We'll get a time and slows entering turn number 1 here on the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse, sponsored by Super Shine. 148.460, 148.460, and Jordan, he slows. Let's hope there's not a problem. He went down quick.
Yeah, he did, and we saw some smoke go up in the air after that, and he gets it into the infield, so he will have to be towed back to the pit area. Not really sure what happened there.
And we're looking at our drone shot applied courtesy of H1 Unlimited. Boat is nestled dead in the water. And Jordan, I hope, and I got my fingers crossed, I hope debris has not been a problem with the reason of that boat slowing so quickly. So let's hope that's not the problem.
Yeah.
And let's hope there's no damage. And we're just speculating right now, but hopefully everything will be okay for the U12 Graham Trucking.
Exactly. You'd hate to see that because he ran his fastest lap there, and then he comes around that first turn, and then suddenly it just went done. So hopefully Tate is okay, and looks like he, again, got it to the infield. The rescue boat is heading their way right now. Hopefully we'll find out some more information about what happened with the 12 on that run.
And for our viewers online watching with H1 Unlimited via YouTube, the J&D Skycam, a wonderful shot. You can see the current of the Ohio River here a lot higher than normal during normal racing conditions, and you can tell that 6,700-pound Unlimited Hydroplane is going quickly to the west, so our safety and rescue teams will get a rope on Andrew Tate and the Graham Trucking, hopefully get him into a safe position on the race course, and we'll go back to activity. Jordan, I need to check on some things. I see some GPAs going into the water. If you want, ask Katie Royce how she'd like to drive an Unlimited Hydroplane in her experience checking out that Graham Trucking.
How about we ask Katie that? Hey, Katie. Hi again. You want to get behind a hydroplane?
Yeah.
You do?
Actually, yeah, I really do.
You know, talk about, again, we talked about a lot of stuff earlier, what you've done this week, but talk about just your experience with hydroplane racing as a whole. What's it meant to you over the years?
It's just a symbol of Madison, what it is, and how we are all together a family. And it's just cool to be down there and seeing how this big boat can just bring so many people. And with Jimmy just driving it every year, and that's who we root for. But seeing all these other people come from everywhere else, it's just a race. It's really cool.
I saw all pictures down there. You got to talk to Jimmy earlier. You got to walk through all the pits. You and Chloe both did. What was that like, just walking through this large mass of humanity with all these hydroplanes?
I felt so small compared to those boats. Actually, we got to walk up onto a boat, and Chloe got to sit in it, and I realized that I am super claustrophobic. So I said, this is really cool. But the boats themselves are just really big, and they don't look that big out there, but just being right next to one is really crazy.
Did you close the cockpit on her and saying you're staying?
Andrew did on Chloe. He put her in there and locked her in, and I went, get her out. But it's really cool.
You didn't want to do that?
No.
Just a very quick no.
Yes.
You know, Katie, you've been walking around here. I see with your friend Abigail right here. You know, talk about, you know, all the amazing friends you've had, like, because again, you have Chloe and you talk about how awesome it is to be with Chloe, you know, this week, but talk about all the other amazing friends. I know Abigail's kind of a goofball, but I mean, talk about all your other friends that have they're reaching out to you once you became Regatta Queen.
Well, they've all been super supportive. Gail and Ashlyn especially. They've just been like my number one supporters since day one. But they've been able to experience this with me and Chloe. And we were at the movie in the park, and we've been walking around all day. And they're just really supportive and excited to see what happens with me and Chloe, and then what happens in the races. And they're all for Jimmy Shane, but they like to see everybody else race together as well.
Are you going to convince your friend here to do the pageant next year?
She was so close to doing it this year. I mean, just like a day away off the deadline. It was like, I'm going to do it. And I was like, nope.
Gail.
Yeah, Gail, come on now.
Come on, Gail.
I apologize.
You know, see, that's that's okay, because she can do it again next year, and she needs to do it next year.
Yes, you do.
And I'm getting the yes from her, so it looks like we may already have our first entrant next year. But Katie, I know we still have a few other things going on this week, and I know we have racing tomorrow, the APBA Gold Cup. How about you both say who you want to see hoist that Gold Cup tomorrow afternoon?
Jimmy Shane.
There we go. Jimmy Shane in the U1 Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Again, some Grand Prix being lowered into the water. Jeff, let's oh, wow. Jeff, they're a fun group of girls to talk to, but talk about what's going on the race course.
Jordan, as this Saturday afternoon trickles on, I've got some great news, race fans. We're going racing. We're going racing in the Grand Prix America presented by Knighton Industries Hydroplane Series. We're going to have 1A and 1B coming up here. Chief Referee Don Malello, I'll have to turn the microphone off here and talk to him, and I'll come back to you in just a bit with the latest skimmy here at the stand.